What's up, you guys? Shartimus Prime here doing another movie review on Marvel's Thor, The Dark World, the sequel to the first Thor movie, of course. So Thor 2, even though nowhere says Thor 2. But anyway, I saw the movie last night. Had a pretty decent time watching it. To be honest with you, I was really tired. The lovely Charlita won. She was super tired. She actually fell asleep at one point during the movie. And then Rodine was sick and tired. But my brother was so pumped. He wanted to see it so bad. I really wanted to see it too. And I was pumped for it. But yeah, we didn't make it out to San Jose. And we just saw it over here in Daly City. And it was a good movie. I really liked the movie. So I will reveal spoilers. So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie yet or you hate spoilers, you know, go ahead and watch a different, review. But if you don't care, I will be giving spoilers throughout the video. And I'm mostly just going to talk about my 5 favorite things and the 5 things I did not like about the movie. And for this movie, it was hard for me to come up with 5 things that I didn't like because I really liked this movie. I was very, very happy with it. Now, number 3 thing that I can think of. So I'm just going to list the 3 things that I could think of that I didn't like about the movie, but at the same time, these aren't things that actually really bugged me that much. It's just that I had to dig, and this is all I could really get. So, Malekith and the Dark Elves. I don't think these villains were that strong compared to Thor. Not in the sense of like the abilities or powers or weakness, but as far as interest, a lot of superhero movies, the villains carry the show. Right? What you think, like Spider-Man 2, like Doc Ock? I mean, Spider-Man was super amazing in that movie, though. So, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. Or The Dark Knight, the Joker. He was really the stronger character of that movie, more so than Batman. So, not in all superhero movies, but typically, we get a really strong villain that carries the movie. Well, not this time. I really think that it was Thor that really, carried this movie as far as badassery goes. But I thought Malekith was cool. I don't think I've read one comic where Malekith was in it. I'm not a huge Thor reader. I have read some of the older books. I can't remember that author's name. I think it's Samson, something like that. I think Samson was the name of that author. I have like one book. It was like this story about Baldar the Brave, Thor's brother, and which was really cool. And so from reading that, I have and Straczynski's Thor books too. I know how like the Thor universe is in comics. You know what I mean? And I think they captured it really, really well. Especially the beginning and seeing everybody fight. You have Lady Sif and the Warriors 3 all fight, and they changed. Fandral, by the way, which kind of reminded you think this guy kind of looked like David Spade, which I thought was kind of funny, but he had some badass scenes. I thought every hero in this movie got a badass scene. Maybe Odin, not really, but anyway, this was definitely the hero's movie. But Malekith and the Dark Elves, I mean, it's a necessary thing because when you have a hero that's as powerful as Thor, it's like you need him to just smash a bunch of bad guys without you really caring too much about the bad guys themselves. Just like throw an army at him so he just whoop the shit out of everybody. And that's kind of like what they did with the Dark Elves. But I like their powers and abilities though. So don't get me wrong. I don't want you to think that I thought their powers and their guns and those crazy grenades that turned into like a black hole or something that just crumbled you. I thought all that shit was really cool. The special effects of the movie were awesome. I really liked the movie. I'm trying to talk about things I don't like, but I really liked this movie a lot, man. Okay, so number 2, Eric Selvig. I just feel sorry for the character. I feel like he gets the shit end of the stick, and it's just kind of funny because, like, yeah, in the Avengers movie, he got he was just possessed the whole time alongside with Hawkeye, and then in this one, he's running around all nude in Easter Island, and so with the Stonehenge thing. So I thought that was kind of funny, but it didn't really bug me a whole lot. I just felt sorry for the character a little bit. Just a little bit, not even that much. And then the number 1 thing that bugs me about this movie, as probably everybody else with all Thor movies, is fucking Darcy. Yeah, Darcy. Not really my... no, Darcy, I don't really like her too much. She's just kind of annoying. She's kind of like that cousin that, that nobody likes, but you all have to kind of like her because she's part of the family. She's in the movies. What are you going to do? And yeah, a little less annoying in this one. You know, the tension was kind of let off a little bit with that intern guy that's following her around. You know, I don't even understand how that worked, because who would intern for somebody that like seems like they're younger than you? But oh well. And didn't really know what she was doing. It's like an intern of an intern. Didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. It's just Darcy. There you go. Now, my 5 favorite things. Even before I can get to my 5 favorite things, I gotta talk about Frigga. Thor's mom whooped some ass, dude. That was really cool. I like women that kick ass, and we have 2. We have Jane Foster and we have Frigga. I thought that was really cool. I thought Natalie Portman did a great job, man. I thought she was great in this movie. She played the character of Jane Foster, very nerdy chick, very, very well. She did a good job in the first one, too. But I liked her acting a lot in this movie. Frigga, though, was badass. You see Thor's mom kick some ass. I mean, she gets him. She gets Malekith. That's the thing that I thought was really cool. She has the blade up to his knife. If it was just the 2 of them, she could have slain him. That would have been it. So that I thought was great. And then we see the scarring of Malekith happen too. Now, was that Thor or was it Odin? Because you see, I mean, Thor is the first one that shows up, but when we get a look at Odin, we have Odin holding his staff like that. So can't really tell if that bolt of lightning came from Thor or Odin. Now, of course, you're gonna think bolt of lightning, yeah, dumbass, it was from Thor, but you know, could have came out of the scepter, Odin's scepter too. So very possible. And then I should be doing this review with my guinea pig, Odin the Allfather, but oh well, he's stinky. Number 5 thing. So Heimdall was super sick. I thought Heimdall was awesome. I liked him in the first movie. This movie, you see his powers a little bit, how he could see everything, know where everything is. But you have that one scene where he takes down the B-Wing, and I'm referencing Star Wars because this movie kind of reminded me of Star Wars a little bit. Just saying, I felt like this was kind of like Disney's pitch to viewers out there that like, hey, we can make a Star Wars movie, see? Even though, you know, the production behind it's just going to be totally different, probably, maybe, I don't know. But we see the B-Wing, the elf ship, dark elf ship coming in, and we don't see it, but Heimdall sees it, and he just goes, oh man, he's just, you know, racing for it and just slicing that thing open, man. And he tears, oh man, he takes the whole thing down all by himself, which was sick as hell, but meaningless because then you get just like a ton more coming right after that one. So I was like, oh, that's kind of weak. But still, he was really badass. I thought he was great. Number 4, I like the humor of this movie. The humor was pretty cool. Kept things very, very light. Very action-packed movie, but we do get some humor in it. I think in the first Thor movie there was maybe a little bit more humor, but because that was mostly just the whole thing of like Thor discovering Earth and the kind of the conflict that you have with the 2 worlds meeting up together. So I like the humor in this one though too. Possibly not as funny as the first one. And then number 3 was Loki. Oh, Loki's so sick, dude. I love this movie version of Loki. We see him all torn up and the bloody foot, and even though that may have just been a trick, you see him use his powers a bunch. But the thing that I really, really liked was you see him, and then again the humor. Everybody's saying that if you betray him, let me guess, you're going to kill me? Apparently there's a line. You know, I thought that was great. But you see them team up together. Now this is a moment, like a derp moment for me, because I had, yeah, like I said, I was very, very tired of the movie, but like, the part where Loki slices Thor's hand off, I'm like, oh no, how are you gonna do that? Like, how are you can't slice Thor's hand up. I don't ever remember Thor having no hand in comics. You can't do that. Oh, and my stupid ass, and yeah, and of course it was all a trick. So Loki got me, you know. I felt so stupid, but hey, I was tired, you know. Be easy on me, okay? But I loved seeing them team up and fight together and use their powers together and everything. That was great. And eventually they do destroy Curse, which is awesome as hell. So, loved Loki in the movie. Awesome stuff from Loki. And you see the emotion from Tom Hiddleston when the mom says, like, am I not your mother? It's like you see he wants to cry. It's like the character is hanging on to hate for a reason that he may even find questionable, but I don't know why, and it seems like he doesn't know why, that he's hanging on to the hate so much. Like, it's just out of principle that he's going to hate. And he tells her, like, no, And then Frigga dies, and it's very, very, very sad. Now, number 2 thing is the love story. I thought the way they handled this love story was magnificent, beautiful. Just a little bit of love story in there, you know, like they just, like this whole thing's a recipe, you know, they just poured a tablespoon or a teaspoon, teaspoon is okay, of love story in there, which I thought was great. We see them give him the smoochy smoochy one time, then after the credits scene, again, spoilers, but the second after the credits scene, you know, he comes back after Odin, you know, grants him permission to come back home or go back to Earth, and, you know, and then they have their big kiss, you know, at the very, very end, which was great. So the love story, I think, was actually needed, but they didn't, you know, spend too much time with it. And when Thor was being emo, he wasn't that emo, you know. Towards the beginning of the movie, he's like, oh, I miss Jane Foster, you know, I want... And they're like, oh, but there's a beautiful brunette right here that could whoop us some ass and live thousands of years along with you instead of, you know, the one that lives on a planet far away that's only going to last about like 70 more years and she's going to be gone, you know. But, you know, I want the Natalie Portman one. I want that Natalie Poontang. But, you know, I thought he wasn't too sappy about it, and I thought that was great. You know, he was a little mopey, but not too sad, and I thought that was very cool. And just love the way they handled the love story. Anyway, the number 1 thing I liked about this movie was the action. It was awesome. I loved it. We see Thor kick some ass, a lot of Thor hammers spinning and throwing, and a lot of Mjolnir whipping around all over the place, getting confused, landing in different portals and stuff. The whole thing with the 9 realms meeting up, that plot point, I thought that was great. You get a lot of random stuff. It takes us back. You see that giant ice monster thing that he fights at the beginning of Thor 1. Even at the very beginning, the battle right there, and I really like that most of the action that they show us in the trailer knock out towards the beginning of the movie. I love that. Thank you, Marvel, for not spoiling all the best parts in the trailers. Actually, I avoided all the TV spots and stuff. All I saw was movie trailers, so I don't like to watch TV spots and stuff like that. The Star Wars scenes, you know what I mean? I love that, like the battle of the Dark Elves attacking Asgard. I thought that was awesome as hell. The action, Thor kicking a whole lot of ass, using a whole lot of lightning. The hammer looked like it grew, didn't it? I mean, I thought that, you know, Mjolnir grew a bit. And, yeah, so loved the action in the movie. I thought it was great. Not really a whole lot of complaints from this movie from me, man. I liked it. I want to see it again. The special effects, I mean, I felt like they put a lot of money into this movie. I felt like the production behind this movie was